guys, it's Sally and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm talking about the top lessons that I've learned from reading books about finance and how I've implemented them throughout my work life. To give you a little bit of background about myself, I am an Indian. I am 20 years old and I've been working since I was 16 years old. But I started being more consistent after I turned 18. I am primarily a YouTuber, but I also work freelance in marketing and I also help others get started in their freelance journey. So there are like 3 things that I do right now, primarily 2, but total 3. So this is basically my background. The amount of money I make really varies on a monthly basis because nothing is fixed, but I usually always hit at least 1 lakh per month. So that is the guideline that I think I should give while I am discussing stuff about managing money and budgeting and saving and investing, etc. The first thing that I think that all these books helped me learn was that I really need to change my money mindset. I grew up in a middle class family, which means that my mindset towards money was a scarcity mindset. I always thought that money is not enough in the world. It's really hard to make money online. And I was probably skeptical when I got started that, okay, it's not probably possible to make money online. However, slowly my mindset about money started changing. I realized that there's enough money in the world only if you know how to attract it. And that has helped me a lot in starting the things that I have and to be happy in general, because when you have a scarcity mindset, you're always worried that you will run out of money, you'll stay broke. This often hinders your growth rate, your success rate. So the first thing you should do is change your money mindset. A lot of books are going to help you do that, some of which will be Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover or Tony Robbins' Money. Both these books and almost all the books that I've referred are available on Storytel. If you want to read these books, which I highly suggest you do, you can get them on Storytel with a free trial, storytel.com/Helly. This will give you a 30-day free trial and you can read these and like 1 lakh audiobooks for free for 30 days, after which it's like $2.99 per month. The thing is, when I read these books, I realized that the kind of environment I was growing up in has facilitated my approach towards money. And I'm pretty sure your environment has influenced you too. It really depends on you if you want to stay there or get out of it. The second thing I learned from reading these books is that budgeting is the most important thing in the world if you want to know how to manage your money. There are a lot of rules that these books put forward to manage money, which I don't really agree with. So the first rule and the most common rule is the 50 by 30 by 20 rule. It says that 50% of your salary should go towards your needs, the essential things you need to buy, like electricity bill, food, etc. 30% should go towards wants, that is the non-essential things that you really want to buy. That can be a new dress or a fancy dinner, and 20% should go towards savings. However, I believe that 20% for savings, that's like the least percentage allotted. It should be the opposite. The highest percentage that you can allot should go towards savings and the least should go towards wants. Needs, it really varies from place to place. Wherever you live at really influences your needs. Expenses really vary from places to places, but what you can control is your savings. The next thing that these books told me is that saving is great, but investing is more important. Investing is something that you really need to learn if you want to make a lot of money, if you want to be good with money. Make your money produce money babies by investing. There are so many ways in which you can invest. If you want to take a lot of risk, you can invest in shares, mutual funds. If you don't want to take risks, fixed deposits are the best way to invest. I have a mixture of different types of investments depending on the kind of risk appetite I had back then. I've been investing for about 1 or 2 years right now, and I'm very happy with my portfolio currently. The next thing that these books taught me was that frugal living is key to a happy life. Money should not be a source of your happiness. If it is, then something is problematic. Obviously, it's good to know that you have a lot of money, but if you depend on that money to make you happy, that is going to get very problematic. Live frugally and try to attach yourself to happy habits that do not require money. For me, I feel very happy when I read a good book or when I watch a movie or when I am talking to someone I really like. These are some things that don't really cost me or don't really cost that much compared to fancy dinners and clothes and expensive things that really don't add so much value in life, but rather people buy them to impress other people who don't really care about them. This is a mindset that Indians really grow with. We always are jealous of the neighbor's car, their belongings and we always want the same for ourselves. But that is something we really need to fight hard against and realize what really makes us happy in life. The next thing that these books talk about is how saving for retirement is very important. I started saving for my retirement when I was 19 years old. Let's just leave it there. But I know I probably started too early. I could have waited a couple of years. But all these books keep saying how you should start saving for retirement the moment you start making money. And I talked to a few relatives and a few elderly people that I knew, and almost all of them tell me that they regret not starting saving for the retirement earlier. Also, most of these people worked in the private sector or were self-employed, which means that they won't have a government pension, which worries them a lot. And that is a big reason why they think that they should have started saving earlier. And this is exactly why I want to start saving for my retirement as soon as I can, as much as I can. I don't want to be worried about my future at all. There are enough things to be anxious about, and this is just one less worry. The next thing that these books taught me was that rich people are not bad people and poor people are not always good people. As I was growing up, I used to hear that money changes people, but I beg to differ right now, because these books taught me that money actually reveals who you truly are. A person can be good or bad. When this person gets money, if that person is good, they are going to support causes that they love because they're a good person. If they're a bad person, they can have millions or billions, but they'll not support others because they're inherently bad in that sense of that word. Also, bad is a very ambiguous term, but you get what I'm saying, right? So money actually reveals more of someone's true character. So that is something you should think about. These books also talk about how if you want to be rich, you really need to learn how to save money on taxes. Taxes are going to take away a huge chunk of your income. Depending on how much your income is, the number of years of your life that you're devoting to your government increases. I saw the calculations and it was massive. So the less taxes you pay, the lesser amount of your time you're dedicating to the government. Although you cannot completely run away from taxes, they are a responsibility if you are living in a society. You can save it, and that is going to help you a lot. I remember filing my first taxes, and it was a whole different feeling of adulting, and I learned so much that year. I think I grew a lot in the year that I filed my first taxes, and I think everyone should know about taxes. This is something that schools don't teach, but I really think that they should. The next thing that these books talk about a lot is how you should have different accounts for different types of things, so that when you have to do a particular thing, you don't lay your hand on an emergency fund or a savings that you're kind of putting away for something else. This has helped me a lot in managing my expenses, especially when there were emergency expenses to make. For example, I am a YouTuber, which means that sometimes I have to spend close to lakhs for certain equipments, which means that if I don't have that much money saved away for future expenses, I will have to take it from my savings or my investments, which I really don't want to do. Which is why I'm always making sure that I have enough money stocked away for my equipment category. If there are any categories in which you often have to make expenses, especially in emergency situations, you should have it out there too. These books also talk a lot about emergency fund. Emergency fund is basically 3 to 6 months of your salary, or the amount that you need to sustain your normal lifestyle for 3 to 6 months. Now, I suggest to save this money of 6 months though, because if in case you're in an emergency, maybe you lost your job, maybe there's a big expense that's coming ahead, this is going to help you. The more the amount is, the more helpful it's going to be. Live more frugally than usual if you have not saved your emergency fund yet, because you never know when an emergency comes up. The next thing that these books talked about was building multiple streams of income. I already have a video on multiple streams of income. Maybe you should check it out if you haven't already. But currently I have 4 streams of income. Number 1 is my investments. Number 2 is my YouTube channel. Number 3 is working for others in the marketing category. And number 4 is helping others get started in their freelance journey in my consultancy. And these are the primary 4 sources of income that I have had for about a year now. Next thing that these books talk about is how saving, investing money is Great, but the next thing that you really need to work on is boosting your money making skills. There are so many things that you can do. There are so many types of jobs and side hustles that you can work on. I have a consultancy session where I actually help people do the same. So if you want one, you can email me for further details. The email is in the description below. But otherwise, you can browse YouTube. I also have some free content available online on different types of online jobs and hustles that you can try out. I think it's very interesting to update your skills, and it's very important too, considering that we are heading towards even more uncertain days. We don't know where coronavirus crisis is going to leave us, but the India that is going to come out of COVID crisis is going to be very different from the one that went in it. So make sure that you're prepared, and one of the ways to prepare yourself is by updating your skills. These books also emphasize on how you should keep a good credit score, how you should lower your debts or try to not have any debts at all. If you have multiple debts, you should try to clear the ones with the highest interest rates first. I hope that you will give a read to a few of these books, at least if not all of them. I will leave a link to all of them in the description below. I hope that you liked today's video. I hope that this video will help you make better money decisions and be better with money. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Also let me know what video you want to see from me next. I'm always looking for recommendations. And yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.